This video is out of sequence. Keep in mind, the big move, the open house, has already taken place. And one of the challenges that I had, I wanted to show the old yard being shut down. And all of that took place the day before the open house. Well, the challenge is I also wanted to show you the footage of everything going on. It was timely, it was relevant. And my thought was, I'm going to come back to this moment when we started moving the very last pieces off this land and then down to the new wood yard. And what you're going to see in this is Log Hauler Jesse. He showed up, and it was kind of a weird sight to me because his truck came in empty and it left full. Quite the opposite of what we've all been used to over the last few years. And if you recall at the open house, I had all of those big logs that the team dedicated their time and their expenses, their money, their fuel, their chains to cut all those logs up and get them split. They came from here, and those were the logs that wouldn't fit through my processor, which really was the reason I got the Eastonmade axis, was to split all those up. Well, in this case, I had such a big mass of logs that I had to get processed, that when I would come to the big log, instead of trimming them up and cutting them up and splitting them, I just moved them off to the side because all of my time had to go into the 405 getting those 7 loads of logs processed. Those logs were spread out. Some of them were kind of too big for my little tractor to even move. So Jesse came out here, he got them all loaded up, and this was right before the big storm too. The big storm came Friday morning around 8 a.m. Log Hauler Jesse showed up at 6 a.m. and I had a late night with the move and with the team that was in town, so I was kind of dragging in the morning. Jesse was looking chipper. And this video then is going to be those logs being loaded. I just wanted to bring this to you. I think it's good footage, number one, but also number two, I think it gives us a good opportunity to move on from here, close this place down, and then we can see everything that went into it getting sent on down the road, guys. All right, I hope you enjoy the video. And this is an odd sight, a log truck pulling onto the land to take logs away. The big logs are back here. Maybe you can put those on first and lay these here on top.
I wore this shirt for you, Joe.
I wish you were. I've felt like one here for the last few days. This is high stress, guys.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna sit back and watch. So I saved some big logs that wouldn't fit through the machine. We're gonna take them over to the new yard and we'll process them over there.
Yeah, and I'm gonna miss this big rain, hopefully.
Yeah, we have huge rain coming in, but it's supposed to be gone by later in the day. So Saturday might be okay after all.
Log hauling and weather forecasting, the only two things you can be wrong with all the time and still get hired.
Gosh, I'm telling you. All right, we're gonna stay out of the way, Jesse. Here we go, bud. So people have asked, what am I gonna do with this timber road now? And the answer is, I don't know. Like everything else, we'll come up with a plan and figure it out. I don't think the mats are probably worth that much money here because it's all in the trucking, you know. But here's some long ones that we're gonna put on. And then here. Outriggers are down. You guys know the drill, right? I got this real long oak out here. Did you just see what he did? He lowered his, he could hardly get it, guys. He lowered his outrigger just so he could get a couple extra inches. That is, he's straightened his outrigger back out. That was cool, man. And he picked up a fistful of mud too. That's a big oak, and it had just been so wet, guys. When the load was delivered here, it had rolled out into the yard, and I couldn't get to it. That was a big oak there. My tractor couldn't even pick that one up. I had to just pick up one end of it and spin it around on its side. That is an oak that was just too crooked to mess with. I set it off to the side, and then I got another log on top of it, and I just said, the heck with it. Yeah, but this is going to be a small load, and you can see the water that's out here, guys. We've had such a wet season, and it has started to dry out, but now this big storm's coming through. And that was another level of stress, because you know, the more you can worry about the weather, the more you can control it. And the big move was supposed to take place today. Well, here this is where the 405 sat. This is where the live deck was, the 405 and the cleaner. There's that cherry burl. Jesse was laughing at that. He said, this is the 5th time I've moved this log. So you guys will be able to see the cherry burl tomorrow at the woodyard, if you come to the open house. I'm sort of sensitive about being out here early morning because, you know, the neighbors and stuff, but I'm just thinking, we're getting all this stuff moved out, so this will be it. There's some more big logs. Those wouldn't fit through the 405. The one would have. I know it would have, but he needed some longer logs just to make this load fit right, so I just left it for him. But getting back to the big move, we got it all done a day early. We did it on Thursday, and it worked out great. And I had 3 friends that have car haulers, you know, the long trailers that are heavy enough to hold, you know, at least the 405, which is a pretty heavy machine. My 3 friends with the trailers, they all showed up like perfect from when we could get the live deck moved down to the road. There was a trailer there, and we just drove it right down the drive, sat it on the trailer where it sat on the road, and then we would come back and get the 405. And when he got down, because you know you got to drive slow on this, it took a while to get it down there. There was the trailer, and then last for the cleaner, the exact same thing. And then we had just a convoy of trucks all going to the new woodyard. The owner met us over there with his big wheel loader, and he unloaded them for us. It just worked out great, man. And it put us ahead of all this. It's got us out of the rain for today. We still got to do some updates on the 405. And if you recognize those bolts that had broken off the ram, we're going to be fixing those today too. So we're going to just have a tent set up so we can, Bob and his team can get those drilled out and stay out of the rain. So Jesse's moving his truck back. Jesse's going to back up, and he is going to put on these logs. These were just real big logs, and I just set them off to the side. These were all maples over here. And here we go. Yeah, this was, you can tell where the 405 was. When I got down to the last few, I didn't use a bladder to catch all the sawdust because that had just been something else I'd have to move, so I just shot it out onto the ground. This is where the live deck was. Man, you know, all the bark and stuff will come off of it. Made a mess. I did let the mess get away from me, but like I had said in an earlier episode, priorities, man. I'm gonna move over here. Let's get to the business end. He is doing this to sort this on his truck so that it lays right. so that he is safe going down the road. Nothing's going to fall and plop out onto the ground. Here's some of these. Well, I guess there is a oak log here. You know, these are just big. There's cherry, maple, 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 maple. Everything else is maple except here's one oak. You just notice how he threaded that through the uprights and spun it around too. Very skillful. And the cherry burl log.
In a lot of places.
Uh-huh. That was cool. Oh God, that was cool, man. Okay, so there's that one last pile on the way out. You think any of those can go on?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
If it's dry enough, I'll stack it up like a hay mound. It won't be, it
Okay.
won't be heavy, for sure.
Yeah. All right, well, I'll meet you down there then. We have one last pile to put on. This is kind of cool. I thought it would be neat when this day would come to get these bigger logs out. You know, everything's priority, guys. So you know, obviously I got a chainsaw and I got to run these through the axis, but you know, I had these 7 loads of logs and I had to get them done, man. And I couldn't move my 405 over there until I got all those logs done. So that was my priority, and I just got it like right down to the second to last day. These are a lot of odds and ends. Like this is a poplar, and you know, it's pretty crooked. I'm starting to feel some rain. And then there's some ash and maple and oak in here. think that's going to be it, guys. All right. All right. So Jesse, that was a master class in
The practice.
yeah, that long toss back there was something.
Yeah.
So the rain is starting to come in, so we'll probably cut this short. So Jesse is going to take these over to the wood yard, and he has a spa day planned for his truck. He's putting his best foot forward for the open house.
Yeah, I get to wash it every now and then.
All right, so he's going to wash his truck, and if you're coming to the open house, you're going to see this guy. So make sure you come up to him and say hi. And we better get going. The rain's starting to come in, huh?
Yeah, it's about to turn into all seasons.
Yeah, it is. All in one day.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Everyone have a great day.